The will they, won't they, everyday carousel continues to go round and round in Charlotte as the Hornets continue to lead the most aggressive offseason in the NBA. Another name has been brought forward as being linked to the Hornets. This makes sense for the team, and a big snub has the Hornets name written all over it. Welcome to Hornets Digest. I'm Jeff Testanero. Before we get going, I'm asking you to subscribe. Click that subscribe button now for daily updates, rumors, and news surrounding the Charlotte Hornets as the season, well, it's getting closer and closer. So smash that subscribe button now for everything Hornets right here on Hornets Digest. Another major multi-decade drought continues for the Hornets as they get snubbed again. We will discuss that later. But first, we're taking a look at a name flying under the radar in NBA free agency. Brandon Williams, the former Dallas Mavericks guard, isn't generating the headlines of the league's biggest stars, but one NBA analyst believes Williams could be an ideal fit for the Charlotte Hornets as they enter the new era. And when you dive into these numbers, the case becomes pretty interesting. Pretty interesting for the Hornets. A reminder, we're over on the socials, X and TikTok at Hornets Digest. Smash that follow button for even more via Hornets Digest about the Charlotte Hornets. You'll be glad you did. I promise you that one. Last season in Dallas, Williams averaged about 13 points, nearly 4 assists, and just under 3 rebounds per game, shooting better than 47% from the field. According to Bleacher Report's Dan Favali, the most impressive part of Williams' game isn't necessarily found around the box score. It's how he gets to the basket. Players that can get to the basket and shoot some long range twos while facilitating an offense, very important to a team's success. And I quote, Favali writes, guards who can get both feet in the paint outside of transition aren't easy to find. Fortunately for clearance rack shoppers, that's not very nice. Brandon Williams is sitting right there. I'll go with quasi high praise for a player still looking for his next NBA opportunity. Favali notes that nearly half of Williams' shot attempts came at the rim, and his ability to penetrate defense in half-court situations ranked in the 86th percentile league-wide. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. I wouldn't call him a clearance rack player, but yeah, if you're looking for a good backup point guard like the Charlotte Hornets are, this guy could be your man. Williams was one of only a handful of players who converted 51.8% of shots off drives, drew fouls on 11.1% off drives, averaged 10 plus downhill attacks per games. Now, there are others on this list that you might recognize. Giannis, Luka, Anthony Edwards, Zion Williams. Now, let's be clear. Not saying Brandon Williams should be mentioned in the same breath as a Zion or a Luka, but when a player is showing up in the same stats neighborhood as names like Giannis, Luka, Anthony Edwards in a specific category, teams have to take notice of that. He's up there with the big boys. His ability to create pressure on defenses and consistently attack the paint is a skill that translates well to any player for any team. There are concerns. Williams' size can be at a disadvantage defensively. At 6'2", he doesn't offer much positional versatility, and his three-point shooting remains a question mark after connecting on just 23.2% from beyond the arc last season. He also really isn't viewed as an elite playmaker, but the Hornets are full of guys that can shoot threes and create plays, so maybe the backup role is perfect. There are signs his scoring game may have room to grow, too. Williams 49.1% shooting on long 2-pointers over the last 2 seasons, along with his respectable free throw shooting, are indicators that his offensive arsenal could continue to expand. His other factor? He's only 26 years old. He owns career averages of 10.7 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 3.2 assists a game. For a team like Charlotte, which is trying to reestablish itself following years of frustration and has not reached the playoffs since 2016, taking a low-risk chance on an athletic scoring guard could make a lot of sense. He's young. He can learn. I'm sure Coach Lee can, throw him out there during practice and have him learn to shoot more. If he can shoot, 49.1% on long 2-pointers, push him back a bit. Have him shoot more threes. But let's face it, the Hornets are full of 3-point shooters. Guys that can fire from beyond the arc. And Coby White needs a backup point guard to help him out. Should the Hornets sign Brandon Williams? That's the question. That's the question I'm giving to you. Should the Hornets sign Brandon Williams? If Charlotte is looking for a cost-effective guard who can attack the rim, generate some offense, grow a little in his game, provide depth behind Coby White, the fit, well, it's there. Yeah, the shot needs work. Everybody's defense always needs some work too. But the ability to break down defenses and get into the paint is real. In today's NBA, that's a skill worth betting on. That is something to look at. I personally think this might be a good idea. Let me know what you think. Yes or no? Should the Hornets go after Brandon Williams? Should the Hornets go after Brandon Williams? Let me know. The NBA announced a big schedule for their big day, which is Christmas Day. And it's another nice big snub. A little slap in the face, if you ask me, for the Charlotte Hornets. The NBA announced the primetime opening week games and Christmas Day matchups for the upcoming season. And despite playing the most exciting brand of basketball last season, heading into the play-in games, the Hornets have been snubbed yet again. I know the NFL has kind of invaded Christmas Day, but if I'm thinking about sports during a holiday and it's Christmas, I'm thinking NBA. Currently, the Hornets are the only team in NBA history to never have played on Christmas Day. How? 38 years in the league, and they've been snubbed every single year. This year's matchups are big, with the Lakers taking on LeBron and the Sixers. Yeah, the Warriors and Nuggets look cool if you're staying up past 10 o'clock. But Christmas Day is prime time for the league. You want revenge matchups? You want players, big name players, playing their old teams? Yeah, LeBron and the Sixers playing the Lakers, that's a big name. But you're telling me that LaMelo Ball and the T-Wolves playing the Thunder is more exciting than LaMelo coming back to Charlotte with the T-Wolves to face the Hornets? You can build, future of the NBA returns to former team to take on new look team type of thing. I'm not saying LaMelo's LeBron or, the Hornets are the Lakers by any means, but if you want good TV and you want a high, fast-paced matchup, you like your revenge matchup so much in sports? Everybody in sports does. You often hear against his former team. Send LaMelo and the T-Wolves into Charlotte to face the Hornets. It's a no-brainer. This is a joke. 38 years and they've been snubbed on Christmas Day. Unfreaking real. Fix yourself, NBA schedule makers. Fix yourselves. Please. We're over on the socials, TikTok and X at Hornets Digest. Head over there and hit follow now for all of that. I really can't believe that they've been snubbed again, especially since the Hornets are all over the news by trading LaMelo Ball, and sending LaMelo back into Charlotte would just be it would be good TV. It'd be a good matchup. Be a lot better than some other matchups. What was that? The Heat and the Celtics. Whatever. Oh, let me know what you think about Brandon Williams possibly joining the Hornets. He is a free agent. Be a good backup. If anything else comes along, I'll let you know. Until then, for Hornets Digest, I'm Jeff Testanero.